Hi, I'm Dr. Cynthia Miller from the Radiance Project, and today I would like to tell you a story about how to transform fear. Years and years ago, way back in the 70s actually, I was one of the first female whitewater river guides. I'm one of the first women to row a boat down the Grand Canyon. Well, back then it was all men, all these burly, fabulous tan guys, and me. And so it took a while to kind of figure out how I could learn how to do this. The oars, each oar weighed 30 pounds. I could barely hold the oars hold them and wiggle them around to try and maneuver my boat. So I realized I had to learn a more feminine way to row a boat. I had to learn how to tune into the river, how to connect deeply with the river, to maneuver through these huge, life-threatening rapids. The guys could muscle their way through. So I rowed boats on long river trips, and on the first day, the passengers would arrive, and my boat would be the very last boat to have the passengers get in. And by about day 3 or 4, the passengers would be lining up to get into my boat because they could see I actually knew what I was doing. So on the days of the really big rapids, I would put on my turquoise bikini and I would wear a kimono, something like this, so that my sleeves would be billowing in the wind, and then I'd put on my life jacket. And at the top of the rapid, there'd be this huge wall of fear that would come up. Absolutely terrifying. And what I learned is I learned how to take that wall of fear and place it behind me so that fear energy could propel me through the rapids, so I had the strength to maneuver my boat. At the top of a rapid, the water gets very still and smooth. It's like silk, and the edges of the water are like a ruffle of a satin pillow. But underneath, if you tune into what's going on in the bottom of the river, it's like this huge, thundering, pulsing river is coming together in this very tight, narrow place to go through the rapids. So I would open up my energy field and I would connect down into the river, down where this pulsing, thundering energy was. And as I took that energy and put it behind me, it was like changing the fear and using the energy. So at the top of the rapids, not all the time, but many, many times, it's like everything stood still. My arm, the oar, even the little drops of water glistening in the sun off my oar, dripping into the river. It was all one unit, one piece. There was plenty of time for me to maneuver my boat and just perfectly glide through the rapids around the huge boulders and the big holes that could eat my boat and kill my passengers. And in this moment it was like a transcendence of everything being connected. At the bottom of the rapids, my passengers would turn to me and say, "What just happened?" And all the boats waiting below with all their passengers would look up and say, "What took place?" Everybody could experience this moment of transcendence, this stopping of time, this connection. And what I've noticed is a lot of times with myself and with my clients, sometimes the inner fears are even greater than those life-threatening fears on the rapids. And so what I've learned is to take people and bring them into this state of spinning gratitude. And the spinning gratitude helps to release the fear. And then you can take that raw energy and you can use that energy to propel you through into whatever your next step is. So rather than the fear blocking you. You can use it as the momentum. It gives you that extra boost, that extra oomph to make it through. And the other thing I've discovered is that when you do this, especially when it's an internal process and you're internally facing your fears, when you get through, there's this gift. And the gift is really hard to put into words. It's kind of like trying to describe that moment where time stood still. There's this gift that arises from within, and it's like you connecting more completely with the essence of who you are. It's just so magnificent. So I hope you can use this in your life, in your work, in whatever way it arises. And I wish you all the best. I'm Dr. Cynthia Miller from the RadianceProject.org. Have a fabulous day. Bye.